Howdy folks, and welcome back to Pool School. In today's episode, I'm going to be doing a product review on this, the ProTuff Ultimate Series pool pole. This could very well be the last pool pole you ever have to buy because it comes with an unlimited lifetime free replacement warranty. So what do you say we dive right in? Alrighty folks, before we get started, I want to thank you once again for watching this video. Remind you to like it if you do, subscribe to my channel if you've not done so already, and please share my channel with everyone you know. Also, don't forget to check out my membership website, poolschooler.com. It'll come right across the middle of the screen right here, poolschooler.com. It is full of more exclusive members-only content that will help you save even more money servicing your pool yourself. So, as I said earlier, this is a pool product review of a pool pole made by a company called ProTuff. Now I did the first video on their brush, and I'll do a third video on their net. But I gotta tell you, one of the things that stands out so much about ProTuff, two things actually. Number one, they have an unlimited lifetime free replacement warranty. So if any part on your pole or your brush or your net breaks, they replace it, or if they can't replace the part, they replace the entire thing for you. Lifetime, so that's pretty darn cool. Now, if you are a pool service professional, because we go through our products a lot more and we use them a lot more and wear them out a lot quicker, they offer a 50% replacement cost for parts or the unit itself. It's still pretty darn good, especially considering that for the price, it's about the same price as a good higher end pole. But again, there's so many features to this pole I really liked, and we're gonna go through that right now. Oh, one other thing I really like about this company, ProTuff, is that they give a portion of their profits to the Gary Sinise Foundation, which exists to serve and care for our military personnel and first responders, wounded warriors and things like that, or people who have suffered loss. It's a great foundation, and I love that they take care of our first responders and our military personnel who sacrifice and continue to sacrifice so much for our country and our safety. So here it is, folks. This is the ProTuff Ultimate Series pool pole. It has a really cool locking mechanism, and it is very sturdy. As a lot of you may know from some of my other videos, if you've been watching my pool school for any amount of time, I used to use the Skim Light Elliptilock pole. It's super light, super flimsy, if you will, and it weighs in at just under 3 pounds. This one's heavier, and I gotta tell you, I am completely sold on this for a couple of reasons. Number one, like I said, it has the unlimited lifetime free replacement warranty, and that's for residential pool owners. It's a 50% unlimited lifetime replacement warranty for 50% for pool service professionals. So even that's still a good deal. The Skim Light pole retails for about $162. This one is a little bit more, but again, the only pool pole you'll ever have to own is one of these. And I've gone through probably 6 or 7 of these Skim Light poles in my time doing pools. Typically they last me a couple of years before I have to start modifying them and adjusting them because the holes where the clips go in wear out. So in this case, this is one of those buy one, never have to replace it, and if you do have to replace it, they'll replace it for you. So it's kind of a no-brainer when it comes to that. But one of the things right off the bat that I'll notice, again, and I'm going to bring out my old pole. This is my Elliptilock. The first thing I notice is the ProTuff pole is substantially heavier. It's a heavier gauge metal, or a heavier gauge aluminum. And I don't know if you can see at the ends of these. You can see that the Elliptilock over here on my left, your right, I think, is a lot thinner gauge metal, and or aluminum, and the ProTuff is a lot thicker. Okay, that's going to make it a lot more durable and a lot more sturdy. One of the things when you get it, it comes with this really cool handle, and this is really interesting. This is how the handle goes in place. There's a little tab that you lift, and you can unscrew it. And this piece right here is completely replaceable. But what it does is it screws into here. And there's a little tab, I don't know if you can see it. It's right here. I'm gonna turn the pole so you can see it. It's right here, this little tab right here. As you turn it, every quarter turn, there's a little place for that tab to lock into. And so as I turn it, I can screw it in and lock it into place. And there it's about as snug as it can get. So that's the end handle, okay? Another thing, like I said, it is substantially heavier, which I thought was going to be a little bit more difficult to move through the water because it's heavier and it takes a little more work, especially doing as many pools as I do. But one of the things I noticed, if you let the weight of the pull, push the brush down, and then you lift it up. It's a lot easier. So it's easier in some ways than the lighter pulls, and obviously it's going to hold up a lot longer. Okay. One of the other things I noticed about it, again, these are all first glances, is because it's a lot thicker aluminum, I think it's going to last longer, but there's a little bit less room in the inside opening of the pole for your tools to fit in. All right, and that gives it less room to wiggle, which can actually save on your clips. All right, so things fit in and there's not a lot of wiggle room. It can make it a little tricky, but again, I first took a little getting used to, but I kind of like the fact that it's a little tighter fit in there. And again, with the quick release and quick insert mechanism that the brush and the net have, it's a no-brainer when you come in. It's very easy to do, okay? But again, I like the thicker metal, and I also like the fact that there's a little less play in there, so things not bouncing around. And I've noticed sometimes when my easy clips wore out on my old brushes and nets and stuff, then it would slide out of the wider mouth of my old pole. So that's a cool feature that I really like. Now, one of the biggest features that I really like about this pole is right here. This is the locking mechanism for the pole, all right? And one thing I really caution people when it comes to using any type of friction style locking mechanism on any pool pole, including my Elliptilock, is you don't lean on this part of it and push on it and use it for support, because it's very common that that gives and that friction releases and it slides, and the next thing you know, you're either falling in the pool or worse, you hit your head on something. I have known of situations where a person is pushing on the pole, they lose their balance, they fall in the pool, they hit their head and they pass out, and that's a very good way to drown, honestly. So there's a safety issue there. But one of the things I like about this mechanism, and again, it's completely replaceable. Screws here, pop it off, you can replace it if it ever breaks or wears out, but it's got two little pieces, two little buttons right here that you push. You push that and you slide the pole up or down, you see the holes that are coming out of there? It locks into place, and when it's locked in there, it's locked in there. I mean, literally, I have leaned on this super, super heavy, and it does not give it out. Once it's locked in place, it's locked in place. Now, I wouldn't suggest you pole vault using this pole. Apparently, somebody did try to do it. That was one of the owners of the company, and I wouldn't recommend doing that, but that's how sturdy this locking mechanism is. And if you take it all the way to the end, it locks in place, and that's it. To lower it, just pinch the two metal buttons and it slides back down wherever you want to lock it. And there's again these little notches, little holes that it locks into. And that's a first glance of the pole. Now let's go to one of my pools and let's see how it performs. Before I go, one more thing I want to point out to you is this pole is more than just a pool pole, because it comes with this really unique feature, this little attachment. It's basically a threaded male end that will help you convert your pole into an extension pole for something like a mop head or a broom head or even a paint roller head. But it's kind of cool. It comes with this little, again, very sturdy metal insert and a couple of these quick release easy tabs. You just pinch it, slide it in, it locks into the holes, and then you take the end of your pole and you stick it in there, pinch the clips, slides in, locks into place, and you have an extension pole for something like a roller or a brush, a broom or a mop head or something like that. And again, as long as you have a female end on your tool, just screw it in and you're good to go. So I think that's a really cool feature of this product, is that little additional perk, if you will, that makes it more versatile than just a typical pool pole. So this might be a little tricky, but one thing that I wanted to point out and I was concerned about when it came to this pool pole was the weight of it. I thought that the heavier weight would actually make it more difficult to service my pools, and especially to move the brush in and out of the pool, up and down the wall, and also to net the pool. Because of the weight, it make it a lot harder to do. I was completely wrong about that. Honest to goodness truth is, the weight of the pole actually makes it easier to move this brush, the brush and the net, through the water. Typically when I brush a pool, I put it at the top of this, at the side, and then I just brush down, okay? And when you have a super light pole, you have to do the work yourself and use your muscles to push the pole down and then lift it back up. What I found about this one is really cool is I just put the brush against the wall, angle it slightly, and that's a really good pointer to angle your pole a little bit slightly away from you. And if I just let go of the pole, the weight of the pole actually pushes the brush down. It's effortless. The only effort I have to put into is lifting the brush back out of the water, and then I just put it against the side and just let it run down the side of the pool, and it works really easy. So I got to tell you, and when it comes to netting, it's just as easy, because the net, you throw the net out there kind of like this, and the weight of the pole pulls it back to me. It makes it actually easier to move the net through the pool as well. A friend of mine told me when I was learning how to golf, he said, instead of using a short club and hitting the ball super hard, trying to swing really hard, use a longer club and let the club do the work. Well, there's a similar lesson to be learned when it comes to the heavier pole. The heavier pole, let it do the work, and then I'm not fighting the brush and anything. So it really made it actually easier to brush and to net the pool. So I was wrong about my concern about the weight being a hindrance. It's actually a help. So I wanted to point that out to you. Alrighty folks, so now I'm ready to give you my preliminary, and again, because I've only been using this pole for about a month and a half, and I will do a follow-up review on this after a year to see how the pole holds up with my use and abuse. But for right now, I'm going to give you my preliminary grade. I would give this pole an A+ for several reasons. Number one, it's super durable. The weight of it, again, is not a hindrance, it's actually a help. It definitely looks like it's going to hold up really well. And two really big things. Number one, lifetime unlimited replacement warranty. That's kind of hard to beat. Now again, if you're a pool service professional, it's a 50% lifetime replacement warranty. So you pay 50% of the cost of the replacement part. Also, the locking mechanism on this pole is second to none. Again, you saw the little clip about the owner of the company pole vaulting with it. I wouldn't recommend doing that, but it's that sturdy. And so that makes it safer than your typical friction-based kind of poles. It's a great pole. I think it'll outlast any pole that I've owned. And again, lifetime unlimited replacement warranty, kind of hard to beat. So folks, there you have it. That is my product review on the ProTuff Ultimate Series pool pole. I hope it made sense. If you have any questions or comments, you can leave them in the comment section below this video, or you can email me. As always, my email address is going to come across the bottom of the screen right here. It is kennypoolschool@gmail.com, kennypoolschool@gmail.com. And until we meet again, remember to have fun, be safe, and always watch those kids and elderly folk and pets around water. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.